Hi folks, we are back at the 8 Regions with another Tyrell game. So we just saw Francois losing against Palpa, and we're joining the next one. Uh, it means it's 2-1 now in favor of Targaryen, and they play Brotherhood, their arguably strongest, well, their strongest deck, even if people will continue to deny it and just attribute it to Reinhardt being a great player. I think it's demonstrably a superb deck that has not been restricted.
Yeah, but like I was saying before, I think the version that Nico plays is a bit different, has a bunch of seven
Ah,
stuff.
the 7 stuff is coming into play. Okay, never mind then. Forget about what I just said. And it's Tyrell of Blood with, well, the Shadow Queen of Thorns, which tells us something. Yes, why play this with Targ Brotherhood when there is an established deck that is ridiculously overpowered?
I mean, everybody has their own preference. If he plays this is a deck.
Did not
Nico doesn't
Nico.
play established decks ever, so
He played this against you in the Champions of Westeros tournament that you won in top 8 or something, right? He played this exact thing
yes.
against some Stark crossing or something.
Yeah, I mean it was against Star Closing, but
Had
I think
weird stuff in that as well. Lady Stoneheart.
yeah, but it was yeah, Lady Stoneheart, weird stuff.
No, I
Weird
remember
Brotherhood.
there was some Lady Stoneheart play where he didn't do the keys tokens correct or something. I remember that game vaguely. There was something happening.
There was nothing particularly weird. It was a bit weird that he had the seven stuff, but then he didn't really get the seven characters,
Mm,
which I think maybe had some bad
there
bad
we are.
luck at the beginning. There she
So
is, yeah.
Scheming Septon
But
can escape, Queen of Thorns cannot, but she's milked anyway, so.
she has a save, so
Hmm. And only 3 characters, so well worth just doing military, killing one off.
yeah. And maybe if there's a Brienne Blue or something like that, you trigger the agenda
Ah, the
and
agenda. Yeah, that's a
stuff.
thing as well.
Yeah.
It's not gonna search for overwhelming numbers though, right? Or blood on my blood or consuming flames. It's gonna search for Brienne the Blue.
Why you say that so condescendingly, Jesus?
Yeah, I
Is
mean
Brienne Blue
Tyrell.
not a good event?
I've seen this played in the past. I think last year as well with stuff like Lady Sansa's Rose. This looks like a different deck. I don't know what it's going to search for. Okay, slightly pointless challenge with Scheming Zepton. That's not going to win, right?
Yeah, but it nears out a character, right?
And Late Summer Fist honestly doesn't even matter anymore. It's 8 cards in hand plus Late Summer Fist plus Hollow Hill.
And insight.
6 gold, so could play Drogon and burn Lady Stoneheart if if there was a stronger faction. Also, the card in Shadows could be Shadow of the East if it was Targaryen. I shouldn't really be doing this because Tyrell is now actually the strongest faction, judging by last Online Worlds results. So,
Easy though.
Might of the Rich is going to push the agenda trigger. Agenda can pay for Might of the Rich as well. Well, it helps winning military, but what's it searching for that's going to win the game? Let's see, growing strong. Okay. Yeah, I mean, in 8 regions, when you're playing Sea of Blood, it's not gonna appear that way, but just White Book Reigns and Assault, I guess. The big three that can win tournaments in Tyrell. Maybe Banner
It
Lion.
wasn't so successful in online worlds, right? Reigns.
Don't remember Reigns specifically, but yeah. The finalists were White Book and Assault, Tyrell Mirror.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also a bit depends on what the meta is because if there's a lot of aggro, then it's probably right.
Mm.
White book, I
Is
mean,
is the 3 gold going to be spent? Can't play rest of the giants, so
I have been lately considering that maybe White book is not quite as strong at this moment, but it's super dark, right? It's playing it probably way stronger than I mean appears way
I
stronger than it
don't
actually
I
is.
don't buy that argument. We've heard it for Reinhardt's Dark Brotherhood as well. I mean, uh, he's playing it. He's not magically making the choices that everyone else is failing to see. It's just a demonstrably strong deck that with the 2 white swords can put amazing stuff into play from your discard pile. Don't even need to protect your hand.
Yeah, but that's true in every faction.
Oh, you mean every white book in other factions could do the same?
Yeah.
Don't know about that. I mean, it's a fairly easy queen. It's fairly easy to play the Hollow Hill package. Okay, the Green Apple Knight is gone, right? But then there's a bunch of other knights in faction stuff that you can play tourney, and of course the econ to support it all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not strong, but I'm not sure if it's actually not a little bit overrated at this moment.
Maybe overrated in the sense that can't really say it's the strongest deck in the game demonstrably because there's about 8 others, but it is
Yeah, I mean,
in
and
that
you
group.
say it's not so much super like making better choices, but I think there's something said about when you have a strong player like Super Duck, he consistently makes just slightly more accurate plays than I don't know. It's like minimal stuff that you don't even notice. But, amounts to a lot. That's my thinking anyway.
Okay, I'm not going to continue this because it will just sound like I'm criticizing Super Duck when he is one of the very best players in the world. But yeah,
Okay.
it's the deck is strong, and I mean if
It is
Reinhardt played the
strong,
deck, it
yeah.
would
I
be
must
equally
say,
strong.
like
So
again, I'm not saying it's strong. I think maybe a bit overrated.
we have new gods into exchange. Ala just comes in. It's another lady. Maybe Sea of Blood could be also searching for the lady stuff. Slightly unusual combination because the ladies don't do military. Actually, can we see the deck if there's no, not really. There's no ladies here, so Wall of Roses is the only event. Gets 2 cards. Doesn't get a location or an attachment. I guess it's low on attachments anyway, but not getting a location is a bit harsh. Ooh, and the free rider actually does counter Skimming Septon a little bit.
So you can't take into hand, right?
Um, is it a then add him to top of your deck? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I'm pretty sure that if you can't do both of the things, draw and gain
Mm-hmm.
gold, it does.
Well, we'll see if it enters play exactly what it can do. Actually, there's one here. Let me check. So, yeah, then
Then
place on top.
place, yeah.
So you can just trigger him, for instance, to draw 1 card in challenges. Just trigger and nothing else happens. You just draw 1 card and it stays in play, standing.
There's the new Marjorie.
Mm. She's alright. Missed the exchange though. Would have put something into shadows there. And Rose Garden comes after Marjorie and stays
A
standing.
new. And
Ah.
Marjorie came through shadows. Jesus.
Oh, she came to the shadows. Sorry. Thought it was just Steven playing poorly again.
Steven has been playing alright. Why you hate on Steven?
But there is a lot of not triggering reducer locations in this tournament so far. Some really horrific examples. I think it was Com in Night's Watch failing to trigger underground vaults. In the game that went 13-13, right? And didn't win dominance that round or whatever. Um, the other day, Urs didn't trigger Great Hall. We figured it didn't help in the remainder of the game, might have even cost him the game. Happens to everyone though, so. Well, now
We're gonna have two intimidates from Lady Stoneheart. She is apparently the 7 now.
she is,
Fair
yes.
enough, because she's Caitlyn, technically.
Mm-hmm. As the attachment, so she can cause a problem here. This can be defended, of course, with a little bit of a strength boost. But
I mean,
maybe
we know
just
they're
a
throwing strong, so.
garden caretaker.
The problem is your only military icon will get intimidated, but not sure if this is avoidable in fashion.
Well, it's a question whether it's worth opposing or not. I mean,
Have
you
to
can.
spend a lot. I think almost everything to defend.
Yeah, and then you defend your one power, and what have you gained really? One. Does she have renown? She has. Yeah, Marjorie has
She has
renown.
renown, yeah.
It's a bit pointless. Just since there's no obvious penalty, I would just eat the. Okay. Um, half-hearted defense now. Will the ghost try to intercept? What's happening here?
What the fuck is
Melee,
this?
Peter Bridge. Okay, that will
Oh, okay, remove.
remove stuff. And Steven wins on defense without spending that much. He spent the event without getting any renown of it. So.
Yeah, but also you get rid of the intimidate.
And now ghost checks. Why not before? Or why not after the token was used?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Wall of Roses.
So I don't know exactly which ones he removed because it writes it so weirdly. Melee a little bit to give Marjorie renown. I guess Begging Brother and Lady Stoneheart, maybe. I mean, two of them anyway.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you can do. Okay, intrigue icon goes. And now.
What did agenda do this round?
Sorry?
Insight, okay. I'm looking at what agenda
Mm-hmm.
does this round.
Okay, doesn't do military. Interesting. Thought doing military meant that the reducer would be killed, who is one of the two standing characters, and then Steven doesn't do two challenges back.
Now you do what military see if he defends, then you forward
Mm-hmm.
does. If you really, really want to, you could use the high road, right?
Sure.
But you don't. And you let the military go, so you can still do intrigue and get, I mean, tied on him.
How many missed hollow triggers in this one? Since Nico plays a lot of hollow heal, I don't think he will miss
Yeah,
it.
it does like the non-loyal like it.
Takes Tauros, it's a save card with renown.
I'm almost certain he has Mad King's Command, or I think at least he played it against me at that Champions of Westeros game. But it's not looking bad. I mean, another exchange and Marjorie can trigger this time.
It's just
I assume there's another exchange.
really weird to me that Targaryen would be playing this out of Brotherhood. It's not that it's looking bad, it looks very coherent, but they have the broken deck. Although we could say the same about Tyrell Whitebook. Nico has played his version extremely successfully, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't play usually the conventional decks.
Close call into Withering Cold, doesn't draw a card from that. And Queen of Thorns is resurrected. Now Marjorie is the loyal body there. Game's not going to end before 2 triggers, so she will be killed if she's not protected in another way.
That Scepter in hand, if you can't trigger him, you can use him to absorb Marjorie.
To absorb Marjorie?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I do. Slightly lacking with the econ still, Nico, if relatively hard reset is played, can't repopulate that well. Meanwhile, Steven doing just fine with econ. Is he going to play out a couple of bigs?
Some stand would be nice.
Okay, Card in Shadows, and this we have to read. So Brightwater House played for the first time in the history of the game.
I mean, I've seen it a lot in testing. I think Francisco really likes this type of deck. So basically, you reveal a shadow card and you get power and margin.
Well, you have to return it to hand as well.
Yes.
It doesn't go back with Marjorie. You can't do any magic with that, by the way.
No.
But you can reveal your hand with other effects, and then you can put stuff in shadows for free.
So take stealth. There's gonna be only one intimidate, and that's one.
But it is Withering Cold, so it would be nice to get some kind of Randall Tarly that also stands Deacon Tarly. But at the moment,
Or
that's not.
a courtier, you know. Courtier also does that in Deacon as well.
Do we have any tricks? Let's assume we're past the Wall of Roses trigger.
Yeah, I mean, the Wall of Roses doesn't do so much here, right? Because it stands them. Depends with 5. Is there going to be a ghost trigger or a strength increase?
Has he learned his lesson and will use the ghost? Oh no, he has Hand Judgment this time to stop this exact same interaction from happening. And that's costly for Steven now. It's not, never mind. And it's going to keep play this Stoneheart Knelt, which is pretty decent. Marjorie wins on defense again. Would be probably good to get Tauros into challenge, although then he stays knelt. His ability is awkward because it requires him to kneel. It's not the greatest save. More of a Andrew Esterman type of save than a Kerwin or an Aemon save. But he's a guy with renown, so it's not like he's a chud. Does nothing else. Okay, doesn't bother with the power one. Now, what do we want to keep standing? I assume there is a second exchange to refill the hand and the shadows area potentially. And claim soak. A little suspect, could go military with Brightwater Host. Or maybe he's doing all three actually. See if Taurus kneels for this one, right? Then he can do military with Deacon. Intrigue claim you can afford as Targaryen. Have the Hollow Hill as well. Protects the hand though. Got power on Taurus.
Do you want an agenda trigger now?
Well, why
Me
not?
too.
Why not? It's
I mean,
two cards in
Withering
hand.
Cold.
Yeah, two cards in hand. Doesn't matter the order, right? Whether you get it now or next round. Now is he going to use the ability is the bigger question. He is, so it's what? Do we
Don't
not
reveal it.
reveal it? Okay, so we don't know.
No. But you can look with Ghost, if you like.
But it will need the ghost.
Yes.
Power goes on Deacon, so it goes on unique Tyrells. No, that doesn't go on Marjorie. Maybe thinks Marjorie will die before stuff happens. And Wall of
Or
Roses
maybe...
revealed from the agenda, and it's placed in shadows directly because it works with search effects. So that's pretty decent. Begging Brother would have been better if it was loaded. Honestly, it was there on setup, but could have stopped stuff like this happening.
I was gonna suggest is for placing power on Deacon, maybe things there's the Harris coming, right? So you want to spread them a little bit. But I don't know, Marjorie staying. I don't know, staying forever.
Well, he's on 8 now, so she could survive the game, especially. Well, actually, no. That's she doesn't have anything this round to absorb it because Scheming Septon's not there. So Varamir found. If this was Reinhardt, he would also have put the sword in hand, by the way. But it is Wall of Roses in shadows, so. And loses Queensguard. So some obnoxious Targaryen stuff is happening here. We saw gifts for the widow in Queensguard. Needs your faction card though, so doesn't go in Brotherhood perfectly, and the Withering Cold. So this is the one agenda. I think of all the agendas that exist, it's the one where you most need your faction card for it to do anything. Some you have double effects, right? You have effects that need your faction card in, I don't know, Filthy or Reigns or something. It's not ideal, but it doesn't cost you. Whereas Brotherhood, it's quite a price to pay.
And still, people play Withering Cold all the time.
Yeah, because you have Intimidate, right, with the agenda, and the idea is that you will get out of it better if you have non-kneelers. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I will say though,
Queensguard.
if Steven Marshall's courtiers, that's also not
Yeah,
brilliant, right?
but I mean,
And he discards Queensguard for reserve, so that means he has another one in hand, right? I mean,
it's entirely possible. Yeah. My whole Lannister Brotherhood deck that I played for a long time with the cat attachments. The premise there was that you have everything that's doing challenges without kneeling, so there was Withering Cold.
ooh, Wildfire Assault.
And I think Brotherhood is low on events, but it does have Nightmares and Hand's Judgment for what it's worth. Gifts is not active this round because it needs the faction card. Steven has a lot though, from econ to the strain boosts. Well, Wildfire, it's decent, but I don't know. Does he lose Lady Stoneheart? She's
I don't think
about to kill
so.
Marjorie, so probably not, but she's in theory one that can come back to life. I've so rarely seen that actually happen.
Yeah, I mean, you need a kindly man even, and
Yeah, or just Barrick works.
Varric.
Yeah, has his tokens.
Oh, all the power from a Brotherhood correctly. But you need the token.
Hmm. And Barrick has it on demand, right? But you can gain power as well, yeah. Although
It
what's
is
Brotherhood here?
Tauros, not Varric. But
Tauros is. I mean the 7 cost Barrick. If you marshal him, he has keys tokens,
oh,
right? He can always resurrect Lady Stoneheart.
oh,
But yeah, Tauros, so that works, right? Keys token from Tauros. Sorry, power from Tauros,
powers.
and she comes back, yeah. But it didn't go for that one screenplay in challenges to see what happens with Marjorie, probably. The lack of econ is what hurts Nico. Can't do much, that's the thing. You can put Queensguard on Tauros or whatever, or on Lady Stoneheart, but it's a little weak.
That's a good one. When you could know, although no agenda.
Would have been better previous round though. So insight, but that's it. Try to get intimidate. Problem is you're also conceding power potentially when you do challenges, because Tyrell can gain it on defense pretty decently.
But why not wait with this wildfire? Because everything's nailed for the most part. I mean, maybe you're afraid of the courtiers coming in and standing stuff. I don't know.
Mm.
One gold left, so potentially for nightmares, or maybe you save for the judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you try to play melee, that's cancelled. Riot has judgment.
There's not enough characters really. You just play. You just be paying 1 or 2 for melee anyway. I think. Lacking
Mm.
characters, there could be ambush, and to get rid of it, you'd need to kneel the ghost.
You desperately need a skimming septum coming in because otherwise, Lady Heart will kill Marjorie.
Well, it could be in shadows. Well, Nils goes just to do a challenge. I'd consider leaving that.
Why not Marge skimming septum though if he's on there?
Is Skimming Septon still there for sure? There was
I
an
don't know.
exchange played, right? Exchanged after it was triggered, maybe, or something.
Yeah, but it's not in a discard pile. Is it there?
It might have
No,
been
it's not
shuffled
there.
back into the deck.
Oh, maybe.
If Marjorie is going to die, she could just die with this one, although giving insight away. It's a little sad.
It will be really sad if Marjorie dies, yes. By the way, what happened with Oh yeah, she
Mm.
dies. That's not amazing. What happened with our um Fire Road? What did it Oh, it went for bound.
He played melee last round with the high road and was cancelled by hand judgment.
Oh, okay.
And there's 7 gold, so he's not struggling. Think he might leave this one as well and then just do challenges back with whatever is in shadows. One is Wall of Roses. But now the result has turned around.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's killing Tauros.
That's, I mean,
Spend all the gold for him.
something not
He can
really,
do 2 challenges though.
not really so impactful. I mean, but there is a struggling economy.
Could have killed Lady Stoneheart if she ever got any power on her, but no.
Yeah, but like you said, she can come back.
Mm-hmm. Not super easily though. Tauros was the...
Not playing any events.
What's there to play? Ah, there was a
I don't
kindly man.
know.
Steven's going back ahead. And now none of his characters are loyal anymore. But maybe running out slightly now exchange is not so fun without Marjorie in play. Doesn't play gifts, there's no more gold. There was 1 gold though, right? In standing in theory, if you wanted to play gifts. But then needs the faction card again, so... Yeah, that's too much of an anti-synergy for me. Reinhardt doesn't play gifts in his Dark Brotherhood, he just finds it. Just finds Queensguard. Well, better get Randall Tarly to claim as well now on some challenges. And going first for Nico. And a bit better
Intrigue or
recon.
power you can get to actually you can get anything to claim.
I mean, Wall of Roses is probably going to stop military if it looks dangerous. Queensguard on Lady Stoneheart, she doesn't have insight. Angui does.
Angui does.
I mean, you don't have to have insight on the one character that has it attached, you just have to have a source of insight to keep feeding it. Now Randall Tully.
Could still be bounty.
Well, it's going to start falling apart a little bit for Steven. Then we have 2 more plots. So stealth and intimidate on Lady Stoneheart. Insight on Angui. Yeah, have to kind of use I mean, you can use Wall of Roses on the military if you have no other option, but then stuff will get intimidated successfully and there will be to claim intrigue and power. There is a Randall Tarly and growing strong. Randall Tarly was marshallable, and there is Warden, so it's an interesting choice not to do it. Why? Why not play Randall Tarly? You can stealth him with 2 claim, I guess. But there was enough gold, right, to play Randall Tarly and have Ball of Roses. going to successfully defend, but he has to remove Lady Stoneheart from the challenge, so she's still standing without having used Queensguard. And this one can be defended with just growing strong. Is there another one? We know there's nobody on the blue. He's gonna eat the 2 claim. And the power, 2 claim power with intimidate, right? Yes, decided to protect the hand. There is another one, so prefers to do it on the power than on the military. Protecting that Randall Tarly, waiting for the rest of the game. But Deacon, well, he can push military through with Wardens, right? Power, I don't think so, because the gold for growing strong is gone. And is to still be short. Interesting that, I mean, could have eaten the intrigue claim and protected military and power, then still have characters, Steven, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll do this one that he can do. There's one more token actually, so growing strong still playable, but it doesn't still doesn't win power, so yeah, going military. And presumably no more 2 claim plots, so Randall clearly comes in and he has growing strong available for some stand.
You could play Vanquish and call Brotherhood.
Very unlikely that the 7 base deck would have that plot, I think.
Oh, you don't think so?
Friedman for reserve, Tormund there, another printed source of intimidate, presumably a high
Okay.
initiative, and it's Morgulis for Steven, doesn't want it pinned, but is it going to cost him the game before it comes back? I think it might. And he has enough gold just about for Randall Tarly, who cannot defend himself against stealth, so. Bounty. All fell apart when he failed to protect Marjorie, really. Tyrell is not that high on loyal characters anyway, but does have some, and in this particular
Would
deck,
be alright.
Marjorie was kind of the only one, and there was nothing around her, so. He's still going to marshal Randall Tarly. If he could protect himself, he can't. Stealth and Intimidate could be chosen. Stealth most of all, Intimidate doesn't work that well on him, but it's here anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're winning this one.
You are not, you're losing this one. Nico has to have a really bad last plot. doesn't even bother taking stealth. Well, then you can pass, right, and oppose challenges. Oppose military. Saves you 1 power.
Well, if there's Lord Rand is right. Although, I think if you use the token, the ghost might take it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Nico will care about this. There's no claim anyway.
No, but if there's Lord Rand is right, then
Can't pay for it though. Has to spend the token, then you
yeah, that's
consider
what I'm
whether you
saying.
should do anything. You should then do something because he would have intimidate on the other challenge as well. And you don't have stand, right? Okay, so just does a rather pointless power. Gets himself
I stand on unopposed.
slightly closer to victory, I guess, if magical things happen. Well, I mean, is he surviving this round?
I highly doubt it. I can't imagine.
Not Randall Tully, I mean the game. So this is, if he doesn't stand him, it's unopposed and
Oh,
2 renown, that's 12, and then
there's no two
power,
renown.
unopposed power with renown. Of course there is. Oh,
Oh,
Tormund needs a token first, okay.
yeah.
So 11. And then unopposed power with renown and unopposed intrigue. So the only way to survive really was to not do a challenge and oppose this military with Randall. Well, that was quite convincing in the end. Got the dubs though before Morgulis. And yeah, laid this on her. I mean, Marjorie was there, she had power on her, and she would have fed some cards as well. I wonder if there was a second exchange. Some decks, I mean, back in the day, used to play one exchange, but now that it's restricted, if you play one, you sometimes play two. Might have tried that though, if there was one. Well, you're 3-1 down now, so I don't think you're winning this match. Targaryen needs to
No,
win
one
it
off
too.
lady stone card. That hurts.
Oof, rough.
Yeah.
Targaryen needs to win for sure to still be in the tournament, and they will, I think. And then I have no clue who they're playing in the last round still. I don't have they played Greyjoy yet. They might be playing Greyjoy, so they could get 2 wins, and then if Nightwatch and Martell drop points, they could still be in it. So okay, onwards to more fun things. Thank you for watching the 2 games today, and see you next time.
Bye bye.